open behind the line, but
tonight, he has the ability to
everyone to the line of scrimmage. He breaks.
Completes it to Samuel. Third down, they hit for 30 yards.
Big plays always wind up giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big.
And that's incomplete. Austin Eckler.
By the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is complete to Michael Thomas. He's going to 26 and a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On play action, they'll throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Zach Ertz there to make the grab. And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So that drives 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Panthers take over.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And he comes into this wild card round off of a really good regular season, better than 30 touchdown passes. And he said he feels like he can take some shots against the secondary. In fact, in our meeting, he said not only can he take shots, he expects to do it early.
Brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
At the 30-yard line.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
That's good.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 29-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 18. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now they try the right side here. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
1st and 10.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And you know, listen, there's 2 ways to get the number 7 seed. You can back into it or you can charge your way into it and seize it. But ultimately, once you're here, you can throw that out the window. You've got to come to play.
Yeah, you just think of that phrase, any given Sunday or Saturday as the case may be. And even though this is a 2 versus 7 matchup, don't think for 1 second that this game's going to be a pushover. Anything can happen once the playoffs begin.
Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick. But instead it falls down incomplete. Now a man open down the middle of the field. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. He steps into the beautiful fake. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
Ball carrier.
Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
45-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Give him 16 yards on the play, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
27-yard line. That's the end of the first quarter.
These two teams all tied after 1.
To 7.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down. I thought he had the angle along that sideline. Didn't quite get there, though.
Didn't quite get there, but they did keep him from getting into the end zone. Now when you look down and line up on defense, you see the goal line beneath your feet. If that doesn't motivate you to play harder, I don't know what will.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Panthers have taken the lead. And nothing special there. They showed they were going to run the football. They ran it. They got it in.
Like old-time football, right? Hey, this is exactly what we're going to do. Straight-ahead power, and they got it done.
Point after here coming up. Missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so
something
well.
else. And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown, Washington.
Terry McLaurin, 75 yards. And Washington has tied the ball game with the extra point still to come.
For the point after.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big.
It's this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Number 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Steps away to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Going to throw right side here, complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
2 yards.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, There wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tight crowd.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. It's 37.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Carried by number 20.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
Number 38.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Good goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw here. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. From 3 yards out. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Panther offense staying put. They'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was. And one of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
Washington.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. Big yardage that time for Washington. 46 yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
No gain.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And Washington has once again taken the lead. No success on 1st down. He couldn't get any yardage. They give it to him again, and he finds the end zone.
Sometimes it just has to be persistence, doesn't it? And you know who else helps with that? Offensive line. After a team's been stuffed, the last thing they want to do is go to a different play call. They want to come back and do it again and show that they can dominate the line of scrimmage.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. We've got a little more than a minute to go, and I think the offense is saying, hey, all we need here, a field goal, and we can take the lead into intermission.
Well, I think that's what the goal should be. Give your kicker a chance to give you those 3 points. But in the meantime, if someone falls asleep on the defensive side, you might take advantage of that and get a big shot downfield, too.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
At the 36-yard line.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
22. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Back to throw again. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12.
Incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
They'll set up a throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Brings up 4th down and goal.
Interesting, a chip shot field goal here would give them the lead, but instead, they're going on 4th down. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to regain the lead. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. 4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. From the 10. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much.
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. No question that they're going to continue to look his way. 6 catches in the first half and now 7 on the game. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
He's brought down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that play.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete.
Another Carolina Panther.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Number 35, the ball carrier.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
2nd and 9 now. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 21, 11 yards there, first down. And a give this time to the tailback. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Here we go on 4th down. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Well, Brennan, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. The 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
The offense is staying out there. Here we go on 4th and goal from the 1. They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal.
And Washington is able to come up with a goal line stand.
So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
It's Eckler again. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And he connects with Ertz. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down.
Eckler, the ball carrier.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Samuel. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 1 quarter remains in this NFC wildcard matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 20-yard line.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside gill. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
That's good.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
The 35-yard line.
He's checking.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with... And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And Washington has taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. So Washington now with an important 2-point conversion attempt. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 9-yard line. 39. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the 1st half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the 2nd half. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a 1st down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. From 3 yards out. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the 4th. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Takes this about 5 yards deep. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard.
Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field.
Complete.
A huge play there for Washington. 59 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
2nd and 10. At the Panthers 7.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
The pass.
He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Brings up 2nd.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
They're going to run the sweep. It's Samuel. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line.
The tackle made.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
10-yard
And I guess, partner, you call that a covered sack.
Oh, without a doubt, because where did he have to go with the football? I know everybody wants to get on him about, hey, get rid of the football. You had too much time in the pocket. But he's scanning the field, nowhere to go, and that allowed the pressure to ultimately get to him.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here.
A 30-yard attempt.
And his kick is good.
His kick.
And that'll bring him back within a point.
Makes the score Panthers 33. Washington 32.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And this, a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Fourth quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight one-point game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going right side here, and that's complete. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they take a knee. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They go down to a knee, and that will do it. They are moving on here in the playoffs.
And how about this finish? Able to take a knee, run out the in this one.
Yep, and that cliche rings true. A single penny separates this one. The Panthers season will press on as we say so long, everybody.
32.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.